But so many people say that they want to see the light. They want to be enlightened. They want to dissolve into the light of God. Then when they've done that, all over again, the process goes on, and it blows out those mud balls. And here are planets, and here once again, you're a baby, you're a child. The flowers are brilliantly colored. The stars are gorgeous. The smell of the earth, the sound of the rain, everything is marvelous once again. And once again you see the other, the man, the woman that you love, as if it had never happened before.
Here it comes. Oh, yes. It's the Trusty Ape Show. I'm the Trusty Ape. There are a lot of people streaming tonight. Thank God the sewing's going on. Hot Culture Curator was going. Midnight Sparkled. A whole bunch of people out there streaming. So, kudos. Congratulations. Welcome wherever and whenever you come. Whenever and wherever you are. Be the alpha. What does that mean? Kept making this reference to being like the shark. Being the predator rather than the prey. Oh, it sounds nice, right? Except it's not nice. There's nothing nice about it. I decided to adopt this mindset for a day. Go out there like the shark, seeking out prey. It's two-sided. It's very difficult to be both firm and kind. It's very difficult to be both assertive and peaceable. To go out and positively state, I am in control here, and then attempt to maintain that statement. How much are you really in control? How much are you ever really in control of anything? Well, it starts with self. Is the one first. I think the true meaning of alpha, we say, oh, alpha male. They say the one in charge. Who is the leader? Oh, that's the alpha. Well, how did he get that status? How does he maintain that status? And in nature, We generally attribute this to aggression. Now, I differentiate between aggression and violence because they are two different things. But one typically leads to the other in many scenarios, merely a stepping stone. But there's something else about taking an aggressive tactic. It can be positive. We view aggression in one way, typically, in which it means that we threaten somebody, whether in their livelihood, mentally or physically. But we don't seem to view it the other way, in positive aggression, that of inserting yourself into a conversation with a potential partner. That's kind of an aggression. Right. We seem to tend to value this trait of confidence in society, as if confidence displays competence. That's not always the case. Many overly confident people end up being incompetent. They're very confident in their abilities, and yet they're lacking in skill. And so, however positively outgoing they are about their endeavor, it would go badly for them, go badly for those around them. Because while they had an overabundance of this one particular quality, they were lacking in this other quality. It's a prerequisite to success. I think we have a more nuanced view now of what it is to be alpha. It doesn't merely mean to be aggressive. It means to be assertive and outgoing, but also knowing what your skills are and how to exercise them. It's been an ongoing issue for me. Self-confidence is something I've always struggled with. It's interesting for me to think that this comes so naturally to many people. They're not chained down by their self-doubt in the way that I am sometimes. And then other times you can find an abundance of confidence. And there's no good reason for it. It seems to arise from nowhere, maybe some kind of mental process. And then you become the alpha again, which in my mind only means to be confident in one's ability and assertive in one's mannerism. It's something that most people don't think deeply about anymore. They see confident people and they think, well, that person's self-important. That person's. I was listening to a talk by Gabor Mate. It was recommended by my therapist. He was talking about how all of these authoritarian dictators and conquerors over time tended to be small men, physically small men. and how it seemed to manifest in their personality. And yeah, it kind of resonated with me. I think there is some sense as a smaller male, a physically smaller male, that people lack respect for you. You anticipate being victimized. You anticipate being the recipient of aggressions from people larger than yourself, and so you brace for that, and you tend to come out being the more aggressive one. And it's a matter of perception, of what this person might do, and it's a matter of experience. As younger people, we learn that people who are larger and physically more, you know, people who are physically intimidating might use that power and adapt a psychological approach to counterbalance that power. But then we overcompensate. I think we have something we need to show that we are not weak. That just because we're small, we're not timid and we're not afraid. And that can display as aggression. And once again, you end up back in a loop of violence. Sterling, good to see you. I may invite him. No, I think I will. If you'd like to come. I was having this whole thought bubble, and I finally did the right things today. Well, sort of, a little bit. I made an appointment to see a dentist in the morning, so I'm stuck here. I didn't go home. I stuck around where I'm at. I decided to just kind of weather the storm. And they told me, so it's going to take until September because of my insurance. They put me on a waiting list to get an extraction, which I need like 3 teeth extracted. And if I pay out of pocket, it's going to be like $300 per tooth. $300 I don't have. So they're like, basically, we're going to, clean your teeth, see if there's anything we can do to patch you up temporarily. But at least I have an appointment with a dentist, and they're going to look at my shit. And my therapist suggested, well, they'll probably try to give you Norcos or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to take those. Still very much against pharmaceuticals. I'll take some aspirin if it gets too bad. Right now it's like off and on. I just have this cyst, and they might, or this abscess or whatever. I'm thinking they might be able to drain it out in the office, though, hopefully, and so that'll help a little bit. And yeah. I mean, I definitely done some things I'm not proud of this weekend. I done some things I was proud of, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Now I've got the numbers of 2 very attractive women, and I got 2 other very attractive women on the line. And how I keep doing this, I'm like, okay, but I'm just gonna keep them holding on. Just gonna keep them waiting. I'm not even gonna call. I'm just gonna leave it hanging out there in the universe. Wait for them to come to me. I've displayed interest. I did my part. And then I got like this suggestion from my therapist. He's like, remember that girl you really liked from grade school? You did all this crazy shit for her when we first started talking, and she didn't seem very receptive. He was like, have you ever tried just asking her out on a date? And I was like, no, not since we were like 9. or something. He's like, well, how about that? And I was like, that's actually a really fucking good idea. I could just straight up like be like, hey, will you have dinner with me? Yeah, I could do that. Be the alpha. It's fucking, she knows how I feel about her, and she hasn't outright rejected me, you know. So that means there's a chance. That means there's a chance. But you're never gonna get a chance unless you take one. It's all about taking calculated risks. It's not like every other risk I've taken hasn't been way more dangerous than what will happen to me if I get my feelers hurt by another girl. Yeah, no, I think that's probably the least of my fucking concerns today. I mean, we got life and death shit going on out here. Yeah, I think I could probably stand to get my feelers hurt by another girl, and I'll probably survive. But there's the off chance that it might actually go well for me. It might actually work out. There's a chance. And that's all I need is a chance. So we've decided, shifting gears, it's time to go another direction. Actually seek out those options available to me. It's in baby steps. Baby steps. Hey, I got to do some self-care. I've got to catch up on those things I've been neglecting, but I can start taking steps in a new direction. I can go anywhere from here. I could contract for myself. I'm dual licensed in the state of California. I mean, technically, all I need is like a truck and a business license. I could go freelance a whole bunch of shit, you know. There's potential everywhere. It's all about taking that leap. It's all about taking that next step, having a little bit of confidence. And I do feel confident. I know that in spite of whatever bullshit I've got going on, my head's straight, I tend to operate pretty well. Even when my head's not straight, I still tend to function. But yeah, it's getting more and more noticeable as these times go on. Hey, you can give yourself brain damage, and then you can give yourself brain damage, and then you can keep doing it, and then at some point, why am I brain damaged? Because I was not alpha. No, that wasn't why. It had nothing to do with that. It's because I was succumbing to an easy way out. Take an easy road. I have to feel all these bullshit feelings. I don't know why fucking God designed us with emotions or some shit. Oh, there's no God? Are you sure? I don't know, man. Well, these fucking religious people coming after me left and right. No, they've settled down. They've settled down. I'm sure they'll come back, but for the time being, the storm is quieted. Just me, myself, and my goddamn autist alcoholic atheism. That's like a AAA plan, isn't it? Yeah. I went to the grocery store today. I was in there for like 45 minutes. I think I bought 3 items, which is unusual for me. I usually don't spend that much time in the grocery store. I just kind of wandered around looking down the aisles. But I wasn't really, well, occasionally I looked at the price of some goods, but for the most part, I was just thinking about other shit, and all this shit. Kind of like, trying to get out of this dark room for a minute. Because it's a nice day outside. So I went for this little walk. I felt like a fucking zombie out there. And everything that was up in my head was like, be the shark, be the shark. But then I was like, no, like today I'm the guppy. I'm just swimming around. And Talking about that too, like I just play in a character sometimes. You get out there, put on a fucking badge and pretend I have authority. Just playing a fucking part. You know. I mean, yeah, sure, I have some semblance of authority as whatever, but that's all fucking illusory. There's nothing real about it. At the end of the day, I've got to call some bigger, badder shark. But it's the thing you choose to do, and you know, I keep saying I just kind of fell into a position. And the thing I chose to do was a fallback plan at the end of the day. And now I have to ask myself, what am I doing with the rest of my life? What am I choosing to do now? And it's not like it's not a fucking good job. But where I'm at, it's become too personal. And that's a problem in any public service industry. If people know you too well, it's going to get too personal. Can't let that happen. You leak your own fucking baggage out. I mean, yeah, you can keep fucking beating your head against that wall if you want, but you know what you're going to get. It's like Groundhog Day. Every day is exactly the fucking same. Some subtle differences. But people want to push you. They want to find out where your limits are. That's the nature of people. That's what they're going to do, especially if they think you have a Napoleon complex. Then they're going to come at you double hard. I really think that is the case. I'm not going to sit here and fucking mince words about it. I'm not saying it's all fucking a big conspiracy or something. I'm just saying people will fuck with you. And, you know, it's hard once you get in too deep to that program to unsubscribe. Because you can go in there day in and day out thinking, I got to prove this point again. I got to prove this point again. At the end of the day, it's just your fucking job, man. It's like that fucking Irish cunt told me, you know, this is your life. It's like, it's not my life. It's my fucking job. But in reality, I spend entirely too much fucking time thinking about my job when I go home. And so it don't make no kind of fucking sense. Like, unless you fucking dial that back and be like, what am I worried about? Well, you know, for the most part, I'm worried about why I'm so fucking worried about this job. And I keep telling other people that. I'm like, you're an assistant manager. Why are you so worried about this fucking job? Yeah, I'm not even that, you know. So, you know, ask the guy, like, will you promote me? And then how does that conversation go? I don't know. Go to the other guy, go to the competition, go do something kind of similar but a little bit different. Maybe. I mean, whoever's offering more money, right? Whoever's putting the bread on the table, that's who you need to fucking worry about, huh? Howdy, Halsey. Oh, did you take off on me? Anyways, see you later. All right, well, that's fine. It's good to see you, though. I think I saw that person earlier. I have my suspicions, but I will not speak. You gotta keep some shit inside your head. But you know, when you think you know, you know. So sometimes you know, but you don't really know. And then when you find out what you didn't know that you needed, shit, no. See, I got confused for a second there. Playing a fucking character. Is this character me? How much of my time should I invest playing this character? Like this guy, Mr. Security Guard, the guy who wears the badge and tells people where the fuck to go and where they're supposed to do. Or, you know what I mean. That guy. Get away from the payphones, there's a bomb. No, I'm serious. Get away from the fucking payphones. I think I said to my bus driver yesterday, I was making a joke. I was like, it's just like that movie Speed. Keanu Reeves. They're all, what? No, bomb threat at the bus stop, yo. Bomb threat at the bus stop. Do not slow down. Do not do not let anyone on. This place is fucked. We're all going to fucking hell in a handbasket right now. But it's just me. It's not. It's so there were legitimate bomb threats. We had a fucking like a goddamn FBI agent out there and shit. So it's like okay, but they were kind of laughing about it. I was too. I think I know who it is. I think it's this guy who fucking runs down the street calling me the N word, but I can't confirm nor deny. I just know when he tried to get on the payphone yesterday, we got into it hard. But see, that's what I mean. Because I know the motherfucker swung on me a couple of times. I just wasn't, I just wasn't happening. I just wasn't happening. And that's the headspace you need to be in, but in the right context, right? In the right context. Because that is fucking control right there. Somebody swings on you, you got the good sense not to react, knowing for a fact that you're not in danger. Okay, well then your fucking instincts are in the right place. Your reflexes are in the right place. But why did you approach that situation? How did you approach that situation? That's the next level. That's fucking apex. That's the alpha. Avoiding that shit in the first place. That's the alpha. It's nothing about fucking being physically capable that says anything other than you might be an aggressive prick. Maybe. That's how you respond to aggression, how you respond to intimidation. People will fuck with you. Some people will use these tactics for no other reason, just to get in your head. Just to get in your fucking head. And every time you fucking sit back and think about that, remember that even in your success, there was some micro failure, some flaw in your behavior that you need to correct for. That's alpha thinking. Doesn't matter, male, female. You can be an alpha female. I'm fine with that. Alpha people. Oh, I've got a text message here. What's going on? Oh, fuck. So yeah, I gotta get a hold of my friend here soon. That's what I was talking about. Being the shark. The whole just keep swimming thing, that's only one part of it. The other part is, you can't just keep swimming because that doesn't work because you have to find food. You got to get food wherever you can get it. And that's your next step. Well, I guess sharks don't have to find shelter, so that doesn't really apply, right? Because they just kind of like hang out in the ocean, so they don't really have shelter. Sharks have shelters? I'm sure some sharks do. Because I know there's like fish and sharks and shit, they live in rocks. They're like the little ones. But the big ones, there's nowhere for them, right? They just kind of like hang out. I think they swim backwards when they sleep or something like that. I don't know. I heard that somewhere before. Maybe that's only a particular species of shark, but pretty sure I remember that from somewhere. Right. So I got all that shit. I'm propelling forward with food and shelter. Okay, so I don't know. That analogy really only goes so far. You can't really take it much further than that. I mean, I don't know enough about sharks and the lifestyle under the sea to really like. Yeah, I'm sure there are probably more like analogies out there, but my point was, like I said, whatever it was last night or something about, this is my fucking hill to die on and all that good shit. So yeah, like I'm in a place now where I've got a place and I've got a community and I've got a thing, and I just got to like maintain that thing and then push forward from there. But all these positive changes I'm going to make in life, getting the girl, getting the better job, that all has to do with being alpha. It's like when I went into this job, I went in there with fucking 100% confidence. I was like, I've been doing this for years. I know how to do this. I can fucking do this. I got this. And I went in there and I did got it for a minute, and then I didn't got it for another minute. And now I'm at the point where I don't want to got it. I mean, I love it. I love the experience. But it's made me realize that I've, been in my own state of arrested development for quite a while now. My progress has been extremely slow, and much of that is my own doing, because I get too comfortable, I get too stagnant, I don't push forward, and I don't make the next logical step. Like I get out there and I want to accomplish these things, and I did it. I got into security after being a day laborer. Got into at least a career with benefits. The pay bump wasn't significant, but at least I had benefits, better hours, my fucking GED. And then I sustained that for, like fucking 4 years or something. And then finally I'm like, hey, can I get a pay increase? Can I get this? Can I get that? Okay, finally, okay, you can get a few bucks more. Okay. And then I got into this other career, and now I'm realizing I've been working way under my pay grade for a while. Like as soon as I got a high school equivalency, I was out of the minimum wage pool. I just didn't fucking go and fight for the job. Making as much as fucking teenagers. Ridiculous. Done fucking dozens of trades. There is no reason with my work experience I should be making as much as fucking teenagers. Crazy. It's because I was an alpha. I didn't go out there and tell them that they wanted me for this fucking position like I should have, which is the case. As long as I can maintain myself. Like I said yesterday was day 0. Today is day 1. Walked around today with my head down low, spinning in circles, wondering what to do like I always do, but something very different about my mind today than it was yesterday or the day before. Some kind of transformation taking place. It's like coming of age again. All that freedom that I wanted to have when I was a young boy, and they said, well, you're going to have to work hard for that freedom. And I said, fuck you, that's bullshit. And then eventually they made me work anyway. So now I'm back where I started from. Back to school, back to school. Prove to my dad that I'm not a fool. That's how it works. I ate hella tomatoes. Yeah, I ate probably like 2 dozen tomatoes. So I've been having some healthy bowel movements. As an apex predator should. I slowed myself majorly down. I smoked a couple of joints before I went for my walk. And I came back and I took a nap. I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm still like super fucking baked. I haven't even drank any of this syrup, but I got this syrup. It's Uncle Arnie's apple juice. This was donated. Oh, you can't see that. Hold on. Is that right? See everything sideways. It's a 100 milligram bottle of THC liquid. It kind of tastes like apple juice a little bit, but you know, that's what put me to sleep last night. It's gonna put me to sleep again tonight. Because I need to sleep some good hours and get down to the dental facility in the morning. I walked there today. It's about a 15-minute walk. And so I should have plenty of time to do that. And then the appointment doesn't take too damn fucking terribly long. You know, they drag those intake appointments out. As much money from the insurance company as possible, which is fine because I think my copay is like $30 or something. So whatever, as long as it's that. I'm just worried about having to pay for these extractions because I don't feel like I'm going to be able to wait till September with the rate of decay going on here. I really need to get this. This shit should have been like 3 fucking years ago. It's just ridiculous. And now it's at the point where it's not like a regular extraction. I mean, they consider any extraction oral surgery, but mine's the kind where they will have to put me under. And the last one I had, which was one of the related molars, it took like 4 fucking hours and they didn't put me under. And the dentist told me at the end of it, she was like, I think that was one of the most brutal things I have ever seen a person experience while conscious. She was like, I'm really sorry that we couldn't put you under. Like, she had to like come in. She had her fucking knee up on the table and she was prying with this fucking little pry bar. And then she had to like leave the room, go take a break, consult with some other doctors or some shit, and come back. Like, it took forever. It was crazy. And I had nothing but, you know, fucking whatever the general anesthetic was. Like, they didn't give me anything to put me out. So I was awake on the table the whole time, and it was just crazy. And I'm, you know, terrified that's going to happen again. But, you know, it's like at the same time, it's like, okay, whatever. People can endure some brutal shit. And, you know, at the end of the day, I still have a better overall quality of life long term after having that tooth removed because it was super painful, just like these ones are. And so, yeah, it's like, okay, that one day of freaking misery versus, you know, days and days of ongoing agony. And, yeah, wondering whether or not it's going to fucking kill you tomorrow because that can happen from tooth infections, you know, bloodborne shit and all that. So, like, okay, so I'd rather endure that, but hopefully it doesn't go that way. I think that might have been a one-offer. I like to think that people don't do shit like that intentionally, but sometimes when you're in the system, maybe that kind of happens. You know, people feel like they're teaching you a lesson. Take care of your teeth or else, buddy. And maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that's just me. I don't think that people generally tend to be wicked and evil, but I keep hearing this, you know, especially from the Christians in my life. Like, people are really wicked and they're really evil and they do fucked up shit to people all the time. Like, yeah, well, you know, that's kind of true sometimes, but I don't know. I don't feel that way. Most of the time, people are pretty good to each other. You know, when you're on the other side of that stick, you know, every once in a while you find yourself being the dickhead trying to offer somebody a lesson in moral duty, principles, or whatever you call that. It's a matter of principle. I get the fuck away from the payphone when I tell you to. God damn it. It's my fucking payphone. I'll tell you where you can sit. If you disagree with me, then, you know, I'll probably just get a little bit louder. Not too much, you know, just a little bit. Sometimes I raise my voice. I know that people might not expect that from me. They're like, sometimes this guy raises his voice. No, doesn't do that. No, doesn't. Nope, can't do that. Never happens. Never, ever happens. Are you yelling? Are you yelling at me? Why are you yelling at me? But I perceive microaggressions all the time. And it's like I was talking to my therapist about this morning. Like I used to fucking think that like, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I used to perceive like that voice in my head as being like something outside, like God was talking to me or something kind of like crazy like that. And now I know that it's like just my subconscious and stuff. But he's a bunch of weird characters. Sometimes he raises his voice at me, and it's kind of hard to internalize that. Like it makes you want to fucking, yell back. I see people who can't turn that off. And I'm like, okay, I can kind of totally relate to that. See people yelling at the fucking sky, shouting racial slurs at me from across the street without ever fucking having a conversation with me. And it's not even the right race. It's they're racially slurring me with a different race or something, I guess. Which it doesn't matter. It's fucking incidental. But like, why would you shout that at me? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, but I know that I've had people tell me that they think the N word is like like it's they would say it to a white person as well as a black person or any other race of people because like to them it doesn't mean what it actually means. It means something else, which is to be like ignorant or an asshole or something or an ignorant asshole, an ignorant asshole, if you will. And I'm like, okay, but that's not really what it actually means. And when you shouted it, makes you kind of sound like an ignorant asshole yourself. But I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I just don't think your explanation is sufficient here, sir. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I just got to accept that people are gonna, call me the N word, and that's fine. I mean, I can handle that. I'm actually okay with that. I think it's a little bit comical, but as far as behaviorism, I have to shut it down. It's my job to control behavior. I have to tell people what to do and when to do it, and where and when they cannot do it. That is my job. And shouting the N word, when you're coming down Third Street, is not where it's at, bro. Like I'm surprised nobody has kicked this guy's ass, like just on principle, on general principle. It's just one right in the fucking kisser. You know, you called me a what? And you get one of those. And it's like, oh. But that's just me. I've known a lot of weird people out there. I guess we're just kind of forgiving of this behavior at this point in time. I don't know. It's gonna, or maybe it's just because it's directed at me. They're like, ha ha, look at him calling that security guard, a thing. And people fuck with you. You gotta be like a shark. You gotta be alpha. Otherwise, they'll get under your fucking skin. They'll get into your brain, and they'll start picking away, making you second guess. Make you second guess yourself. Every time you second guess yourself, well, okay, I didn't say that. Check your shit before you do it. Don't second guess yourself after the fact, because that's not alpha. That's beta, right? It's beta. Make sure you fucking prepared that shit ahead of time and you didn't fucking make any fucking, significant slips that you're going to have to worry about later because that's fucking beta. And it's not alpha. Is this? Yeah, we're getting it, right? We're getting it. Because it's like the A, B, C. I don't remember what C stands for, but it's not alpha or beta. It's the third thing. It was like way back there, before you fucking lost your alphaness. Lost your alphaness, sir. You need to get back on top of your chit. But you never were on top of your chit, were you? No. You're always right back here, and now you're climbing right up here. Finally becoming the healthy, functioning ape that everyone expected you would always be. Some kind of, what is it? A legitimized member of society who contributes and has some air of authority, even though authority is completely illusory, and you have control over yourself, and therefore you can exercise some measure of authority over others. But it's best done by leading by example and maintaining your own personal, whatever the fuck that thing is. I lost my words, but it's there. It's like you, and then you're the example, and then people like see you as being kind of powerful, even though all your power is kind of an illusion, but it's kind of real too, because there's no other way that power functions in society other than that people believe that there is power. Like, yeah, like the only reason that the president is the president is because people believe he's the president. If they've ceased to believe he's the president, and they're like, you know what, the president has no authority over anything, all of a sudden the whole fucking system breaks down and there is no power, and we're in social anarchy and chaos, and the world begins to burn slowly from the inside, smoldering up like some giant circular furnace or something. Well, it's spherical, but whatever. I'm not debating disc or round here. Doesn't really matter. The point is that there's a world, and it will be destroyed in a blaze of fire if we do not have some hierarchy of power by which to establish social authority over people, because people are completely fucked. They're completely fucked, and they will destroy everything around them if they're not being controlled somehow. Wait, is that real? Is that another social construct? Anyway, the point was, as long as we're here and we're doing this thing, you want to be the alpha, because shit's going to come out better for you when you maintain control of your situation and you go out there and assert yourself into this fucking big bad world we call the ocean, and start acting a little bit more like a shark. A little bit. Don't be too much. Don't be like I was. You don't want to like spread your jaws too wide. Is that it? No, that's a bad analogy. See, I can't make fucking shark analogies, so it only went that far. But it's like, you don't want to it's like, hey man, I don't want to be that guy. But at the same time, I'm kind of that guy. I get paid to be that guy a little bit. I don't have to be that guy. I can still be me. As long as I know who me is. And then I can leave that shit behind. A lot of people say you want to be out here being your genuine, authentic self. Oh, yeah, that sounds all fine and dandy, doesn't it? No, not really. That's the person who's going to get preyed upon. That's the person who's going to get taken advantage of. But do you want to be the other guy? Do you want to be the shark? No. You want to maintain some kind of balance between these two people. This internal version of yourself, this external version of yourself. One that is more about business, more about maintaining a sense of order in one's life, one's situation. And then this other side that is childlike and carefree and allows things to happen spontaneously. If you don't have a balance between those two sides of your personality, you're going to get stuck into one or the other entirely, or you're going to become complacent in the middle and never really entertain either one. I think that person is the self-destructive character. Is never able to choose, never able to move forward, never able to make progress. And I'd rather be the alpha. All right. Well, good night. Good luck. Be well. Thank you, Sterling, Halsey, for coming by. Everybody else, past, present, and future. And I'll see you on the flip side. Be well.